Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we are going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Demetri joined Topanga Karate during the events of Cobra Kai? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 2 would still happen. Demetri would still want to join Cobra Kai in this timeline, so Demetri would show up at the Cobra Kai dojo, and he would still see Kreese there. Kreese would still hit Demetri, so Demetri wouldn't join Cobra Kai in this timeline, but Demetri would still want to learn karate, and in this timeline, he wouldn't go to Miyagi-Do, so Demetri would join Topanga Karate in this timeline. Xander Stone would still be training at Topanga during this time, and he would start to become friends with Demetri. Since Demetri didn't join Miyagi-Do in this timeline, it would only be Sam and Robbie at Miyagi-Do, and the events of Season 2 would carry on. Demetri would still write the review for Cobra Kai, and Hawk would still find out, so Hawk would confront Demetri at the mall, so the Cobra Kais would beat up Demetri, and Hawk would break Demetri's arm a lot earlier in this timeline. The events of Season 2 would carry on. Moon would still break up with Hawk in this timeline. The Cobra Kais wouldn't trash the Miyagi-Do dojo in this timeline, so none of the students would quit Cobra Kai and join Miyagi-Do. Demetri would want to quit karate because of his broken arm, but the students at Topanga would eventually convince him to come back, so Demetri would take some time off, but he would eventually rejoin. Johnny would still kick Kreese out of Cobra Kai in this timeline, and those events would stay the same. Moon's party would still happen, but since the Medal of Honor was never stolen, the party would be uneventful. The school fight wouldn't happen in this timeline, so Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, and Topanga Karate would continue to operate. Johnny would continue training his students, but eventually Kreese would come back, and he would retake Cobra Kai. Johnny would still form Eagle Fang. Miguel, Aisha, and Tori would go with him, but Hawk would stay in Cobra Kai. Eagle Fang and Cobra Kai would have a rivalry. Daniel would eventually find out that Kreese was back, and he would tell Johnny that they should work together against Cobra Kai, and at first, Johnny would be against this, but he would see this as an opportunity to get closer to Robbie, so Johnny would agree. The students of Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do wouldn't get along, but Aisha would be the bridge between them. Kreese would recruit some more Cobra Kai students, and he would still get Kyler and his friends. Those events would stay the same. Kreese would still find out that Johnny and Daniel were working together, so he would get Terry Silver a lot earlier in this timeline. Cobra Kai and Miyagi Fang would have a rivalry. The relationship between Johnny and Robbie would improve. The dojos would start training for the All Valley. Demetri and the rest of Topanga Karate would train separately, and they would keep their distance. The events of Season 3 and Season 4 would be pretty uneventful. And since Terry Silver was back, Daniel would still want to take over the students' training, so Daniel and Johnny would still go their separate ways. But the students of Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do wouldn't see each other as enemies, and they would start to become friends. And the night of the All Valley, the dojos would enter, and the tournament would be very similar. Demetri would make it to the qualifying rounds, and he would fight Hawk. Hawk would be surprised to see Demetri made it this far in the tournament, and they would start fighting, but Hawk would defeat Demetri in this timeline. Miguel and Robbie would still have a rematch, but since Miguel was never injured in this timeline, Miguel would defeat Robbie without cheating, so it would be Miguel and Hawk in the finals, and Miguel would defeat Hawk using a combination of Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, so Miguel would be the boys All Valley champion, and in the girls division, Aisha would defeat Piper. Tori and Sam would still fight, but Sam would defeat Tori in this timeline, so it would be Aisha and Sam in the finals. Aisha would use a combination of Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, and since she had more experience, she would defeat Sam. Aisha would be the girls All Valley champion, and Eagle Fang would win overall. And since Johnny and Daniel didn't make the deal with Kreese, no dojo would shut down, and they would all continue to operate, and Season 5 would be pretty uneventful. And that is where I'm gonna end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Demetri joined Topanga Karate during the events of Cobra Kai? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.